Okay, we're going to do a brief goal setting exercise. The importance of goals is pretty well known. Now, most people set goals and there's sort of a wishful thinking component to the goals that they're setting, meaning there is a desire for the outcome, but there is a part of you that doesn't believe that it will happen. That is very counterproductive. And I'm going to teach you how to set goals and clear away all of those subconscious programs that get in the way of you taking the actions that are necessary to achieve the financial goal. So I want you to think for a moment about your intention for doing this program. Now, obviously, on a very superficial level, it is to increase your financial prosperity, right? You want to improve your money mindset so that you can create more financial abundance in your life. But I really do challenge you to take that a step further. So I'm not asking you necessarily to come up with a specific number at this point in time. In fact, I want you to, even if you set goals that have a specific number, to always remember that it's your prerogative to change that goal. Because what's going to happen is as you start to move forward towards achieving that goal, because those subconscious blocks have now been resolved, you're going to start to think bigger. And you may change that goal before you even accomplish the goal. Meaning, let's say hypothetically that you would like to make $200,000 this year. Let's say that you are noticing improvements in your business, and it seems now not only attainable, but highly probable that you can exceed that goal. So it's your prerogative, and I encourage this. This is the way that it should be. You will feel your money mindset up leveling. You will feel your own belief up leveling, and you will change that goal from 200,000 up to, say, 400,000. Or maybe you think to yourself, okay, so I'd love to do $400,000 or more, but I know that I can actually structure my business in such a way to achieve $1 million or $2 million or $5 million. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to start coming up with new ideas. You're going to have inspiration. The universe is going to start to connect you with the things that will inspire you to think bigger. You'll start to see different ways of structuring your business, new avenues for revenue streams. Things will start to fall into place that is going to make what before seemed like an impossible financial goal now seem like a very attainable goal. So when I ask you what your intention is coming into this, notice if it feels like you're playing a little small. Notice how it feels when I'm saying numbers that maybe are numbers that you haven't even considered for yourself before. Now, if you already have a multi-million-dollar business, some of those numbers may seem very small to you. You may think, well, $200,000 a year, that's nothing to me. I want to have a multi-million-dollar income from my business, which maybe is on track to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So it doesn't matter where you are. I want you to look objectively at what you believe is possible for you and start to challenge why you think that some of those bigger numbers are not attainable for you. Okay. Now, you should hopefully have a notebook dedicated to this program. So what I'm going to ask you to do for this particular exercise is to write down a couple of financial goals for yourself. Now, some of these may include numbers. If you are resistant to writing down numbers, I really want you to use the tools that you've been learning and clear that stuff away. That is an obstacle, okay? You cannot be uncomfortable with money and have a lot of money. So having some financial goals, maybe it is for within the next 90 days. Maybe it is for next year. Maybe it is within the next 5 years. Maybe you have multiple different tiers of goals, okay? I want you to just start to play around with what is possible. What would you love to experience? And when you're writing those things down, I want you to write them in present tense. So using language like, I allow myself to have $200,000 or more this year. And maybe in place of saying this year, we can be more concrete, we can be more specific, okay? But what I encourage is that you don't put it out into the future, okay? Because the subconscious mind, you put everything out into the future, well, then you're always pushing all of your actions out into the future as well. We don't want to do that. We want to start to create the mindset, the energy, the vibration of this is who I am. I am the person who creates that type of wealth for myself. Now, when you write that down, so maybe your goal is, I allow myself to be a multimillionaire, okay? Now, notice how that feels. And again, that is kind of a general goal, but it's okay. I'm gonna encourage you, if that's one of your goals, to write it down. And then I want you to really sit with that goal. Feel into it. Notice what's coming up for you. Ask yourself some questions. Do I believe I can actually accomplish that goal? Notice what comes up for you. Write it down. Write down any of your limiting beliefs. Write down all of the yeah buts, all of the reasons why, all of the I can't because. Those are the things I'm going to ask you to clear on. So remember, we've gone through this in other exercises. So if you haven't watched some of those other trainings to learn how to actually clear this stuff, please do that. You need to understand how to clear those subconscious obstacles. But it doesn't have to be a long, time-consuming process, okay? So if you take 10, 20 minutes and you do this, you can clear away a lot of stuff in that period of time. And if any part of you is saying, oh, I don't have time for that, I'm going to just challenge you. Is that working for you? How valuable can this be for you? How valuable could that 10, 20 minutes be if you really do the inner work and you shift on those old limiting beliefs? Then when you have done your work, I want you to revisit the goals. Notice, are you bumping them up? Are you being a little bit more specific? Are you stretching yourself a little bit more? And then at some point, I'm going to ask you to revisit that, okay? You can do it right away. You can do it tomorrow. You can do it a week from now, but make sure you revisit it. Make sure you do the exercise again. I'm going to tell you this, every time you up level, a whole bunch of old stuff is going to get kicked up. And you're going to say to yourself, I worked through all of this. Well, you did. And that's what allowed you to go from where you were to where you are. But now in order to get to an even higher level, you've got to let even more of that old subconscious stuff go that does not match the self-image, the identity, the mindset, the beliefs of someone who is living at that higher level that you're aspiring to next. So make sure you do this exercise. And if you're encountering any reoccurring challenges that you're having difficulty shifting, make sure you send those into us at support@aliciacramer.com, and we'll work that in to the custom materials that we're creating for this program.